What's good, everybody, man? I hope y'all are doing great and looking forward to just hanging out and going through the old RTT's history and celebrating, man, 10,000 subs.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? I was just waiting for you to be done. What's up, guys? It's like we got the regular crew here, man.
Got Tom in here. My guy Noah's in here. What up, Carl, Josh, Paul, Little John, Shane, Evan, David, Jason in here. Both Jasons. We got Jason and Jason on deck. Chris, Ken in here. Cool stuff, man. Alan's rocking and rolling. Nice, man. Yeah, it feels weird. It's been a minute, man. Been a minute.
We got Seals in here, man, because the football run is over, man. What's up, Ed? What's up, Gerard?
Gerard, my guy.
My man, Jason Brown. Yeah.
Yeah, already hit 10.1. Cool stuff, man. Marcus, what up, Marcus? I see
What's up,
you.
Marcus?
See you sometimes in the in the Twitch, man. So glad you're over here.
Which we will be switching to Twitch when we're done with this. It's weird, huh? No music, no anything.
Yeah, man. Harkening back. I think it's been about a year since we did the first live stream ever. I believe it was in November. Man, I know Tom and Josh and Noah remember, and Marcus remember that, where we were doing the old school freaking music coming through, man. The freaking sound bar.
Oh yeah, the sound bar by the TV, man, and we're doing it off the phone and a tripod, hoping for the phone would die.
Yeah, and you wouldn't know when it goes out or whatever. It's that was something else, man. But slowly but surely, it's a learning process,
It
man.
is, man.
And get going. But
Hey, Toronto, what's up, man?
good stuff, man. So
yeah, and Shane, you're right, man. YouTube is waiting, man.
yeah, YouTube's waiting and putting in the work. So, anyways, I guess we can kind of we got how many people? Yeah, we got about 30 in here. So I guess we can just kind of start do a little short history of the channel, and then if y'all got any questions, we'll open up for some questions
for sure.
after that, and then
I gotta try to get over in that. I mean, I'm way off this picture, man. So trying to get over in here a little bit. There we go. All right, that's much better. What's up? Excellent. Yeah, I mean, do you want to go? Or you want me to go on the history of the channel?
Well, I guess I can start and
Sure.
and whatever. And if y'all have any questions in the process,
No, hold your questions, and then we'll pop it at the end.
So, anyways, we'll start. So, I started the channel. It was December of 2018 officially, and that summer of 2018, man, I don't know. I started. I saw that 1001 albums before.
Yeah.
You need to listen to before you die. So. I don't know why I was just like, I need to kind of expand my musical taste, man, because I hadn't really dove into all these, classic albums, this or that. I just kind of knew what I knew. So, enjoyed that. And, I think you were the one that suggested Off the Wall.
Yeah, I am. I suggest before this channel though.
Yes.
We were doing Trey had started a YouTube channel, and I started helping him. 5-minute wrestling. We do 5-minute wrestling reviews. I would kind of host it, and Trey would lay down all the stuff.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah. So I guess it was mid 2017 or so.
Yeah.
Or somewhere in there. I started a wrestling channel called 5-Minute Wrestling Reviews. I still have this shirt. I need to pull it out.
You do, and a couple things real quick. Chow, I should have known that was you. No pizza yet. Josh, yes, Noah, and I still got your song that you super chatted a week ago Wednesday that we need to roll up. And yeah, Fran, we're just here. I know it's kind of confusing. We're just here for a little bit, and then we'll go over to Twitch. Go on, Trey.
What's up, MNS?
What's up, Ian?
But yeah, so had a pro wrestling YouTube theme channel, man. In about a year, we gained what? Maybe 120 subs or something, and 40 of those came because I gave away like a freaking Funko Pop.
Hey, so man, do what you got to do.
Very slow rolling. Then decided to kind of move a little bit, and then do the whole musical thing. And I was originally just gonna just do some albums by myself, and thankfully my dad was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna jump on, do that as well. So first ever video was Off the Wall, Michael Jackson, man. we sat down and we filmed it all in one take.
One take, man. I did some research. Trey kind of set up the research a little bit, and I just kind of added some stuff to it. And yeah, we did one take, and then you recorded it in too high a definition, so you couldn't edit it at all?
Yeah, I can't even remember what I filmed it. I think I filmed it 60 frames per second, 1080p, this or that.
What's up, Matt?
But yeah, what up, Matt? Yeah, we did a little switcheroo here.
We'll be on Twitch for the music side of it.
But so couldn't even edit it in the program we do, iMovie. That's where everything gets edited. Yeah. And so luckily it was just kind of a one take. That those first few reviews were all one take.
Yeah, and they're actually pretty good when you know that.
Yeah, they really are, man. They really are. It's just kind of funny, man. I don't know how we were able to rock and roll. I look like such a geek, man. In those first reviews, I look like I'm 14.
We got our jeans on. You can see our notes, and you're just
I look like I'm 14 years old. As Yoko, Dad's gal, is popping up.
Oh yeah, man.
Appreciate that, Noah. And so yeah, man, it's that was kind of the first, and we would drop about one album review a week or so.
Yeah, and then we moved to 2, I think, and it was just I would just go all in on the research, and we'd listen to it a ton of times, and then we kind of it just kind of evolved, man. Mm-hmm. The followers. I'll tell you what was the big difference, and I mean almost everyone here knows what that big difference was when we hit the Beatles, and we were gonna do. Everything we just happened to be blessed because we were just going to jump in and do Revolver. And I see Matt in here. Matt, you were actually going to do Revolver with Trey.
That's right.
At one point. So I'm glad that didn't happen just because I'm like, you know what? Right before we did Revolver, I'm like, let's just start at the beginning of the Beatles catalog. And the first album, Please Please Me, didn't really go over that well. 100 views after 5-6 days.
Yeah, something like that. And then all of a sudden
it just kind of, just took off. And then we started running that. And, the way we kind of do things on those back in the day when we were just doing the reviews, I shared this for you guys who were here on Wednesday with me, but, I take and I get all the research. I go to Wikipedia, then I go to a ton of other sources, and I put it all into a Word doc. And I mean, I know All Things Must Pass was 127 pages on a Word doc. I almost cried. And Sgt. Pepper's was nearly 100, and you just kind of go into all of that.
Dude, yeah, those were...
Matt, you're exactly right. Revolver is the best album, but we'll get into that later. A lot of these people think Abbey Road is. They're just mistaken. But so, it just takes... I shared the other day, it takes anywhere, I would say, by the time you listen to the album, by the time you do the research, by the time you film it, and then by the time you get B-roll, edit, upload, you're looking at probably on the average album review 6-7 hours, upwards to 12.
And especially in the early days where we were doing those records that were really, really famous and had so much more.
Yeah. I mean, obviously if you've watched it, we went all in. So so
no, man, and so just slowly but surely, then we started adding a second review. Every week, and then I remember we first did the Patreon page. We had our little digging deeper videos. Just we had one or two patrons for the longest time.
We did, man.
Shout out to Josh Davis for being our first patron at the album review tier.
Yeah, no joke, man.
That's kind of kind of a feather in Josh's cap, man. Really appreciate those early people, because I mean, when you start at zero, people are less likely to go, and then if they see, now we have 65, 66 patrons, man. Shout out to all of y'all, and it's a little easier for people to be like, oh yeah, they're already kind of established. But and then I guess just kind of going through here, the best. One of the things I'm very glad we did is started the song reactions this year.
Oh man, it's been huge. We started in February. Yeah.
And that's one of the things about YouTube that's interesting, man. You're so at the mercy of the algorithm pushing your stuff out. I know a lot of y'all found us through the Beatles. Thankfully, the algorithm really put out Abbey Road. I think we had 40,000 views or 20,000 views on that within a couple weeks. That helped out a bunch. You're just kind of at the. You got to keep the grind up, man.
You do, and and I Trey hears me complain about it on a freaking constant basis because there's no rhyme or reason to the algorithm, but the algorithm's important because it's not ever that even for the patrons who push out an album, and sometimes the album hardly gets watched. It will eventually. Everything goes to 1,000,000 or above eventually, but it's just. if it doesn't get picked up, and I know you're in here, Carl, I know Harvest got picked up. Neil
That's
Young
right.
went over $6,000 pretty quick, and it's like, what in the world? And just sometimes stuff will get picked up.
Well, and the funniest instance of that was a Leonard
Cohen.
Leonard Cohen song reaction, "Don't Go Home with Your Heart On." And in the first couple days, it had like 5,000 views, which any other Leonard Cohen content,
But it had like a minute of watch time. So I think people were coming in because of the title. And then, they're like, oh, well, this is nothing to see.
But yeah, man, that's that's kind of big that we did that and kind of added the streams, about a year ago now. That's been my favorite part, I think,
by
of
far.
the channel. Adding it, like I said, we used to if you just joined in the last 6 months, like
Productions went up,
yeah,
just a tad bit.
Initially we were on, I'd set up the tripod, dude. I'd just put on like I had to get for my iPhone like a little charger, so because we couldn't plug in the mics and the charger.
Now we don't need it. If you like to buy it, I'll sell it to you.
And dude, come through with subpar. The bass would be freaking thumping like no other. It was wild, man.
Thank you, Backpages.
Oh yes, thank you, Backpage. Appreciate the donation, man. And so yeah, man, that was interesting too. If y'all were in the early days, I know Alan was there. Doc,
Alan was there. Alan's been there a long time. Yeah, you guys.
Ian and Evan and even Ed and whatnot. But yeah, man, so that was interesting. And then we finally we were able to figure out how to stream from the computer better, and then running on. This is the machine that all the magic happens on. 2013 little MacBook Pro.
Yep.
And it couldn't really handle the streaming, so shout out to y'all for being able to help the donation, so we got a better streaming computer, man. But
yeah, definitely. Yeah, we went and bought one that's all we use it for, to film and stream. And so I think
Elvis Presley probably.
I know some of you guys have asked some questions. I'll have you ask them again. You got anything else to?
I guess our process of going what a week to week kind of looks like now, maybe.
Week to week is pretty crazy.
Yeah, so I guess too, just walking through an album review. I know you kind of already did it, but my dad, Sean will do the research, go through, get it all down. He emails it to me. I'll listen to the record, multiple times, follow along with the lyrics for intent, make my set of notes, which I know you do the same thing.
Yeah.
You make the notes, do our favorite tracks, the out of 10, all that fun stuff. Then when it comes time to film, we just, set up, put her down.
And we do it. And, we have it. And guys, I know you're asking questions. I will hold your questions just because it's going quick, and we'll take them. The logo, though, Jason, we went to a site called Fiverr, and somebody designed it for us. So anyway, so we go in and film it, and I have some bloopers that I need to edit a little bit. I'll show them next week on Twitch. We have some funny bloopers from early on in the channel when we were just
when that's one thing too that's really crazy, like how much more comfortable, how quick, like you get comfortable like on camera and just being able to deliver information.
Yeah, because now it's like we honestly really don't ever make any mistakes. You just kind of just get in there and roll. But that's because we literally film 6 days a week, like
that's right.
every single day throughout the whole month. We go in, we look at all our Patreon stuff, and we schedule it all out. And that way, I know my research. A lot of you guys get your research for your stuff to us for the next month already. I'm already researching that. Like I've already got the weights done for Josh, and I'm almost done with the Neil Young research. We'll film that next week for you, Carl. And it's just, you cannot like fall behind, man. You just kind of got. And then as far as I still do album reaction, where we listen to the whole album, I still do research for that. It's just not as extensive because we want the reaction, so I'm going to go through and study the lyrics.
Yeah,
I want that to be the first time I hear it. And as far as song reactions and battles, we do some research on that, and then we just add it in while we do it. But it's so on a weekly basis. I would say I work on this channel between 3 and 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. I kid you not.
Yeah, and I'm a little nowadays. I'm less than used to. I would edit everything. I think the last album review, I still edit all the reactions and top tens. The last album review I've edited though was, I believe, Joni Mitchell's Blue, and then before that it had been a while. I think really what, this year you kind of took over this
Yeah, I took
calendar
over.
year?
But you're doing all the. He sells himself short because he also does all the Patreon stuff. So I mean that's a full time. I do the YouTube comments. He does the Patreon. We kind of divide and conquer. I'll probably start taking a little bit more of that over as he starts his internships out in the working world and all that good fun stuff. But what else you got?
Yeah,
to open
I'm
it up
trying to think anything, but yeah, man. All in all, man, we're just very, very appreciative and humbled by
oh man,
by all the support.
Crazy. It's crazy.
You know, we never. That's why I always say it's all. You can't go into this with a sense of you know, pride or arrogance or thinking you know better than anybody. And I think that's what's helped us out because. Everybody brings their own kind of flavor and expertise to the channel and the community, man. So, yeah, Paul, that's a good note too. I think responding to comments definitely helps.
Yeah, I try to. If I don't, I don't know. I try to respond to every single comment on YouTube, and I always have. If I miss one every once in a while, it's not intentional because I seriously do try to respond to every single one. I think if you spend the time to say something, then I need to spend the time to respond to it.
No, definitely. Yeah, that was one of the big things, you know, because especially in the early days, any comment you get, it's all like, dude, we got a comment, you know, or this or that. It means it meant a lot back then, man, and you know, you still want to appreciate that now.
I see Josh. I mean, we're about to open up the question. Josh, I'm still behind on the video. There's no way you can catch up. And, you know, now we've gone to like once a month on the weekends. I dump like 15 to 20 song reactions just so they're out there for the people that had done them. You know, and I think we did an update video, but if you hadn't a chance to watch it yet, because if you didn't happen to see that it was up in the 10 hours it was up before we uploaded something else, then you know, just for 2021, you know, we're adding, you know, the Patreon tiers, they filled up, but we're adding another tier where basically I'm just going to react to stuff just because, you know, of him being busy. There'll be some different changes just for a little bit. You know, I'll take over more of the heavy lifting. Just because Trey's just getting through his internship. Once he does that, it'll kind of go back to normal. But so, I don't know. You got anything else to add?
I think that about covers it. Yeah, just a little trivia note. Yeah, we did all our logos through a site called Fiverr.
Yeah, even the shirts and the different stuff, the merch store.
It just, regardless of anything, if you're ever looking for a logo or a website for your company or something, you can get that done for really cheap.
Really cheap.
Used them for a bunch of stuff. But anyways, I guess, yeah, we can open it up.
I know you.
What album did me and Seth review? We did A Rush of Blood to the Head by Coldplay. That's another trivia, you know, only video that has ever gotten blocked because well, a little workaround. You can use up to 30 seconds of video footage for something and it won't get flagged. I didn't know that at the time, though. Early days,
it gets
I used like 35 seconds and it just killed it, man. It killed it. And yeah, that's the only video that's ever been blocked. Shout out to Seth. It wasn't the best review in the world.
No, there's a funny blooper from it you'll see next week. And then our live album reaction we did to Simon and Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water, got blocked. Then we realized, okay, you can't do it. And, you know, we used to put music, background music in that. We used to play the song while we were talking about the song. But then, you know, vids started getting blocked for that. That's why there's no music in our videos anymore, because the ones that do have it in it someday are probably going to get blocked at some point. So,
yeah, shout out Poet, man. Poet
every freaking video he watches. That guy puts in the work.
Yeah, we always do try to be honest and fair with the reviews. I think that's the thing too. It's fun to sometimes just trash something, but I think with our bent and the channel, we try to, you know, be honest. Music is so subjective. So
it is.
If you love something, I'm not gonna try to just even. I'll go through and say why I don't like it, why I think it's subpar. But if you like it, you know, keep liking it, man.
Right, unless it's Meatloaf, right?
Meatloaf, man. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. If we were both in a band, would we stick to one style of music or would we experiment with other genres?
Experiment, baby.
We gotta experiment. We gotta experiment, man. Let's see here. I'm trying to go. Did we find live reactions difficult at first? That's a good question, Paul.
No, I don't know. No, it's weird. I don't ever watch them back. You know, you want to watch yourself back, even though how painful it is, because, you know, that's how you learn. That's how you get better. And I think even though we were a bit uncomfortable on camera from the jump, I don't think we were real uncomfortable. I mean, I've done a bunch of, speaking in my life in front of people and stuff. So, I mean, I wasn't too nervous about that, but I never watch on the reactions because I don't want to see what I'm doing during the freaking,
like,
I'm listening to the
this?
music. But I think the thing we wanted to make sure we didn't do is, there's all those reaction channels that are like, oh, that's a great, my goodness.
Do
And,
the crazy.
Yeah, and you get more subs and views. That's just not, it's not authentic, man.
And,
we're always going to be us. And, people like it and people don't like it. And that's okay, man. If you don't like it, it's not for you. And cool, man. We can part friends.
And,
but
yeah, I think that's one thing I'm glad we've stuck away from kind of the clickbaity.
Yeah.
I mean, we put the word reaction in there on our reviews just because reaction gets a lot more like searches than reviews.
And it still is a quote reaction. And I appreciate you guys that do open them up and give them a thumbs up. That's another thing some people don't know in the algorithm of YouTube. The more something's engaged, the more people comment on it, or the more thumbs up or even thumbs down, it still counts as engagement. YouTube counts it all the same way.
Would if you could pick a song that would represent the best your childhood, what would it be? That's a good question. Back in my first ever concert, bro, was Creed as
now they're all going to think badly of me, man.
That's hilarious. No, it'd probably be something by like Matchbox 20. Because that was big in the Holmes household back in the day too. But
for me, my mom listened to three things. She listened to Elvis. She listened to Neil Diamond, and she listened to Barry Manilow. So I gotta give that
the white trifecta right
there.
There.
That's right. Yeah. Yes, the Caucasian trifecta for sure.
That's funny. Ever re-review an album? Not on the radar, but I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I wouldn't be opposed to doing a few of the Beatles once you have the perspective of going through the whole catalog. So that is definitely possible.
Most overrated, underrated albums we've reviewed. I'll start with some of the basics on overrated. Definitely Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell.
I swear to you, I knew you were going to say that.
Kiss Destroyer, in a sense.
God.
I'm not a huge Kiss guy. The Doors debut record, I believe, is overrated. I know that's a bit of a hot take.
Yeah, I think that too, and it's appeared on many of your top 50 albums of all time.
Yeah, that's.
I'm going to agree with you on the Doors, overrated on that. There's some really great songs on there, but
I know you probably got a couple Led albums that you think are a bit overrated.
I do. There's a few Zepp albums in general that I think are overrated. Still really good. I mean, that's what I talked about this on Wednesday stream with me, but like overrated doesn't mean you don't think it's good or really good. It just means it's not upper echelon. Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of covered it. I don't know that I see a whole lot else in there.
Let's see here. Guys, fan of any other YouTube music reviewers? I know he's a polarizing guy. I like Fantano, man.
He puts in the work.
He does put in the work, man. He was kind of my intro to the whole music criticism on YouTube or whatnot.
John Heaton?
John Heaton, man. Shout out to John Heaton.
John Heaton knows a lot. He's trying to put in the work on his own, man.
Let's see. Listography is a new channel that's kind of not new channel, but they put out some cool videos as well. So shout out to them. And reaction wise, there's a guy named John Denton. He's a cool bloke. Let's see. What artists have you found in reviews that you didn't know but really like now? Good question, Carl. Tom Waits is a big one.
Yeah, Tom Waits would be.
As far as a guy I'd never even heard of, before.
And I mean, if you want to talk about somebody who I knew who it was, but I mean, actually, Carl, for you, I mean, Neil Young, I never realized the greatness of Neil Young. And if you want to talk about not realizing the greatness, there's several
That's
from
right.
me.
Neil was.
I mean, because growing up, I didn't know anything about Dylan. Just knew the voice of I don't know who this guy is. Didn't know. Only knew Queen, Another One Bites the Dust, the Game stuff. Didn't know Bowie. Knew Let's Dance, Modern Love, 83. Wasn't really into him, so his greatness.
Yeah.
But, I mean, for me, the Beatles, just how absolutely fantastic they are.
No, man, I'm gonna echo a lot of your thoughts there, Dad. What would I ever be down to react to movie OSTs? I'd be down for pretty much anything, Matt. I like the question, man. I like the question.
Chris, I'm always interested to know, is the first time hearing? No, if we say it's the first time we heard a song, that's a great question.
That is a good question.
It is the first time we've heard a song, and it's one of my pet peeves. It still pisses me off to this day. I don't get it very often. But when people watch it, you've never heard this Beatles album? Surely you have. I'm like, okay, Okay, I was born in 1971.
I love it when it happens because you get a little fired.
Well, it's like, how in the hell am I going to hear a Beatles album, right? My parents don't own it. I'm not around anybody that's spinning Beatles. Am I going to go buy a Beatles album? No. I'm going to go buy whatever's on the radio because that's what I'm listening to. Popular music in the 80s. So it's like, it's not some far-fetched. So I always come back with, do you know a lot of Drake or Ariana Grande? Because they were the most streamed artists of the last decade on Spotify. Surely you know them.
That's
all right. That got me fired
up. No,
I
like it. Shane asked a very good question here. What was harder, going from 0 to 1,000 or 1K to
1 to 10? 1 to 10 by far, I think.
You think so?
Well, because the Beatles, like we started just hammering subs, pretty quick. I don't know. What do you think?
I think personally that's interesting. I think 0 to 1,000 was harder, just because it's so tough to get those first people, get the community started. I just think getting that first K was so huge, because it's like, okay, now we got something to work with. And 5K was big. Now 10K, you're continuing to rock and roll. Let's see here. Let's see. Josh asked, which artist or band was the most rewarding to discover through doing reviews and reactions? Great question, Josh. Great question.
The Beatles is the obvious answer, of course. Floyd, I'd never heard any Pink Floyd, really.
Yeah, Floyd
just heard Comfortably Numb. That's it. I never listened to Dark Side of the Moon. Once again, how could you never? Because, so Floyd was definitely an... And the thing is, I've learned, I don't really care for prog rock. Which is probably obvious to you guys, but Floyd's different for me. And we did an Emerson, Lake and Palmer top 10 that'll be up soon that I actually enjoyed too. I'm hit and miss on that.
No, I'd echo that. Neil Young as well was a very enjoyable.
And Dylan.
And Dylan was great, because we've hit Dylan. We've done more reviews than I think anybody, just through all his different sections of his career. Man,
exactly.
That was big time. I'm just trying to think of people we've done multiple. I only knew Hendrix's first record, so really diving into
I didn't know any Hendrix either.
That was really fun, going way back. Let's see what else.
Let's see, and then let's
see here. Appreciate the questions, y'all.
Yeah, I'm just making sure. Jason asked, what did family and friends say when you told them about the channel? There really wasn't. Kind of the family is the people who are here, man, right now in the house for me on my side. I got one guy that I work with from time to time, and told him about it, and he's just like, I'd have no interest in listening to that. I'm like, cool, man. It's all good.
Shout out to my buddy Sean, to my buddy Matt that's in here. I've known them since middle school, man. They've been very supportive of the channel. Seth, my buddy Ben. So I got some friends, that always ask for updates and stuff. So I appreciate that for sure.
Ken asked if we could invite one celebrity musician to join you guys for one of your reviews. Who would it be? It'd be Paul, man, for me.
That is a great. What's your favorite decade music-wise? Probably as an overall scale, I'd have to say the 70s.
70s for me as well. I would have never thought that.
So you got so much going on in that decade, rock-wise, but also with the punk coming onto the scene, post-punk. You got the alternative scene kind of booming a little bit.
Yeah.
You still got the greats and kind of the funk. A lot of genres are really kind of exploding and honestly peaking a little bit.
Ed asked, what's the artist that you have covered on the channel you have the biggest hot take opinion? I think most of you know, like my take on, I got 3, and we actually talked about this Wednesday too as well, a little bit. The Doors, Queen, and Zepp. They're all really, really good, okay? I just don't think, for me, they're not...
They're not like greatest of all time
discussion.
Discussion.
They're not GOAT discussion. That's all.
No, I hear you on that.
What about you, Trey?
Which question again? I'm sorry.
What artists have you covered on the channel you have the biggest hot take opinion on?
Oh, biggest hot take opinion on. Yeah, I think I already kind of mentioned the Doors hot take. I think the Doors made a lot of great songs. I don't really think they made a lot of like great albums, so to speak. Also, Bruce Springsteen was a great discovery, as I'm thinking.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
What artists have you discovered through the channel is a favorite now? Did we already answer that?
I think so. Yeah.
I'm just making sure. I'm going back through.
Obama has not reached out to us yet.
No, I saw that he was with some. I mean, we'll interview him for his new book and ask him about his playlist. What artist are you most surprised you liked in your reviews?
I think we already
Sort of.
touched on that a little bit. Yeah, I mean Tom Waits was a big one, especially after Rain Dogs that we did. That was a nice discovery. Stevie Wonder Intervisions. We've only done one Stevie.
I know, man.
That was a fantastic record, man. Really enjoyed that. But yeah, man, that was nice. That was nice.
Paul asked, "Do the Holmes ladies have a bigger future in the channel?" You know, it's one of those interesting things, Paul. And Gerard mentioned that the hip hop videos get a ton of views. They do get a ton of views. That's why we've gone to a Hip Hop Tuesday. As far as like with Gina, you know, she's a teacher, and man, she's working longer hours than she ever has. She'll leave the house at 7:30 sometimes and get home at 6 at night, so she's pretty exhausted. Mackenzie with school, but you know, I try to bring Mackenzie in, do a little more. You know, we do the New Music Friday. Sometimes I don't put them up just because there's not anything new, just because we have so many videos up anyway. We're doing a Foo Fighters Shame that'll be up soon.
That's right.
But yeah, I mean, I hope so. I think so. You know, and as I start to do more on my own as Trajan's internship, I will pull them in more. Like you're guaranteed to get me, but I'll pull them in at times as well. So that's a great question.
Shout out y'all, everybody saying how much they enjoyed the channel. I appreciate
Yeah, guys,
that.
we wouldn't be here without you guys. You guys are the core of everything.
Which is the most exotic country where you have followers? That's been
That's what's crazy.
Cool thing, Fran. I mean, I know you're from Spain. We got Osmond from Norway, I believe. So we all over England. We have people in Australia, New Zealand, Mexico, bunch of people in Canada, and then of course all over the U.S.
Oh, and then yeah, just all over. When people answer comments, sometimes I'm like, wow. Noah asked, if you're stranded on an island from civilization, what 5 albums would you bring with you? Great. You'll have to stay tuned for my top 50 because I don't even know the answer. I bring Revolver. I know that.
Yeah,
everything there, it could move for me a little bit.
I'd go Revolver.
I might go Wish You Were Here.
Yeah, I'd probably go Wish You Were Here. I'd go Good Kid, Mad City by Kendrick Lamar. I'd go probably Highway 61 Revisited.
Yeah, I would go with that one. So that's 3.
You'd probably bring Born to Run.
I'd bring Born to Run. That's 4.
That'd be in contention for me as well. And then I'd bring probably The Devil and God Are Raging Inside Me by Brand New, which is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah, well, there's my 4. I don't know what my 5th. Chow asked, do you remember the first or one of the first albums you bought? I do, and I don't remember. They get jumbled up in my head. Off the Wall, The Game, High Infidelity by REO, which if you've seen the cover of that, some 9-year-old or 10-year-old ought to own that. And then Paradise Theater by Styx. That's what I...
There you go, man. Yeah, growing up kind of in the iTunes world, I didn't buy albums so much as
it's different.
Buying individual songs and kind of making playlists.
The 99 cents a pop, $1.06 with tax.
The whole pop punk stuff, your MCR, your Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, mid-2000s Green Day, kind of that type of stuff, Foo Fighters, all that good stuff on top of your people that were topping the chart at the time as well. Matt asked, so I just heard that Paul McCartney died and was replaced by a double conspiracy theory. Is that common knowledge, or was the person who told me on... That is a big conspiracy theory, Matt.
No, it's a huge... And at some point, we're going to do a series on music conspiracies, whether we do it in the podcast form or just on here. No, that is a huge thing. I'm trying to catch up. Mana's in here. What's up? Because you always comment.
Yeah, what up, Mana? Deep Blue in here. Favorite music site to go on? Probably Rate Your Music.
Yeah,
that's a fun one that I enjoy. I enjoy checking out pretty much every day.
Backpage has asked, who's your favorite Beatle? That's always a contentious question, isn't it? I guess Lennon musically. As far as person-wise, George.
That'd probably be my answer.
All right.
That'd be my answer. Are the records on the wall your favorite albums or favorite album covers? Kind of a mix of both. Kind of iconic albums. I mean, Sticky Fingers is my favorite Stones record. Really love Born to Run. Obviously love Revolver. Are You Experienced? So yeah, kind of a bit of both. Good question.
We're almost caught up.
Yeah, we did cover flamenco. That was fun, man. Shout out to Fran bringing the multicultural stuff up in here. big time. Brian gonna send me a meatloaf standee to sit in for Trey.
Oh, yeah,
Mr.
baby.
Loaf. Make sure he's really sweating and whatnot too.
What's your favorite year in music history and why? Brom asks for Brom, I would say. That one I'd have to think about.
No, some of these it's tough for me to think just right off the freaking right off the bat.
Ryan, were there any moments you thought of stopping the channel?
There was a moment probably about last October where it was just freaking. I was just getting grinded down. We were gonna up to 3 album reviews a week, which is funny because we do way more work now.
I know, but at the time it seemed daunting. And, guys, I mean, most of you guys know this because you're regulars, but, we both actually have fibromyalgia. Trey has it, that part of it a lot worse, and I have RA in I've got that, that's not fun to deal with. But
No.
the fatigue of that's why, we really film one thing a night. I mean, if it's song reaction, a lot more, but like one album reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Or we do 2 reviews a night now, whenever we do them. But yeah, it gets grinding. So we took a little. The problem was Trey was doing everything. Like he was editing I was doing the research, but he was editing everything down and getting it. It's just that's a lot. So once I took over some of that, it helped out.
That's a good one. What band or artist were you listening to primarily before starting the channel? A lot of kind of in my college years went into kind of the post-hardcore punk. So a lot of Touche Amore, a lot of Spute, bands that aren't big on the charts or whatnot. The Holte Year, Julian Baker, Brand New, and then a lot of Kendrick Lamar, Kanye West. Yeah, that kind of covers it for me there. A lot of Thrice as well. Kind of groups that aren't the most well known, I guess you'd say, but man, made an impact on me for sure.
Yeah, for me, I don't know, man. I wasn't listening to a ton of stuff actually. For the last several years, I kind of just went to listening to podcasts. I was listening to sports radio, and then I just kind of went to listen to the sports podcast. I'm a huge NBA guy, and so I kind of went that. So I really wasn't listening to a lot of music. This thing helped me, rediscover and discover my love of music that I hadn't had in a long time. LaCaine Petit, thank you. Appreciate it, man. I'm glad we can bring some sort of even distraction in these times. Gerard, I've seen Spinal Tap, but I was in high school. I don't really remember it. I didn't really get it at the time. I'd love to watch it.
I still gotta check that out, man. That is an interesting point, Gerard. Spotify's the death of the great album cover. Yeah,
it is, man.
Spotify, with how great it is, easily to access everything. It has a lot of pitfalls. It has a lot of pitfalls too.
Yeah, we're up to 53 viewers, guys. Thank you for joining us.
Shout out, y'all. Shout out, Abby. Glad you're here.
Todd Enwell. I have not listened to Wildflower. Say that quick. I hadn't even been drinking in full, so I need to do that. I know they came out with the new box set. Jason Brown, you should do a Van Halen reaction. Unless somebody wants it that's a patron, I would not be looking forward to that. Love Eddie, though.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Van Halen guy besides Eddie, but I respect him.
Matt, because they know I'm right. I met your comment. I can't believe he's gotten more of a response. Or they just know. They're used to me. It's not hating on Zepp, but I asked this question in my live stream a couple weeks ago, and I did actually a poll on it. Who do you like better, Zepp or The Who? Because we hold up Zepp as all this transformational and new stuff, but I don't know. Let's put Zepp and The Who next to each other, artist for artist, instrumentation for instrumentation. So,
well, we won't be leaving Fran anytime soon. That's
for
sure.
We're in it for the long.
Thank you, Justin, for joining as well, and my guy Haywood. Thank you, man. Appreciate everybody.
Haywood, that was a great moment in the channel. That was a great moment in the channel when you.
Dre over here. What's up, my friend? Be sure to follow us. We'll be on here for maybe another 10, 15 minutes,
and then we'll move over to Twitter. We're almost caught up, I think. Are you gonna react to more Bowie? You did say. I don't know. We want to, but right now our schedule is so full. I know we need to.
What genres and artists have you gotten into that you would have never listened to if it wasn't for this channel? For me, it's hip hop, mainly Kanye West. There you go, Ryan. I'm glad. I remember, Ryan, you weren't a big hip hop fan even just a few months ago. So I'm glad that you enjoyed that.
I think for me, I had a narrow view of music. You know, the music you grow up on, you're like, that's the best music. Not that I ever thought 80s was really the best music, but it's like, I don't want to listen to this old stuff. So, I mean, it opened up everything for me. I don't listen to anything that I ever did before. Paul, the Sticky Fingers cover is a little awkward. I'm not going to lie. I mean, sometimes I'm looking at it and I'm like, I don't know, man.
A bit provocative.
Yeah, maybe we'll switch it out one of these days.
This is a good question, Noah. What's one artist discography that you want to get into but don't have the time?
There's a lot.
There is a lot. I really want to dive into some Elvis Costello. I haven't really done any of that.
I've done his first two, and then it died out.
A Parliament and Funkadelic as well. I really want to kind of up my funk game a little bit. Marvin Gaye as well. Still got to dive into Stevie's classic period. Still got to finish off Bowie's 70s period.
Yeah, that's it.
There's still a lot of groups. There's so many great groups that there's just not enough time in the day, man. But over time, I usually listen to at least one album a day. Get a Mavs draft grade. Good question, Matt.
I think B plus is
B
pretty
plus
good.
is a good, yeah.
That's a pretty good.
I'm liking Josh Green, man. Shout out to the Mavs for balling out. Thank you, Deep Blue, for the super chat, my friend. Appreciate it.
I don't listen to any sports radio now, Shane, because I listen to pods on it actually.
In honor of 10K, please say Haywood's full name.
What have been the most disappointing albums you have reviewed?
Oh, poor Alan. Probably The Faith No More for you.
No, I mean,
again, kind of Meatloaf, just because it had so many freaking album sales and whatnot. I was kind of excited. Again, I know I'm kind of a broken record. The Doors self-titled was a touch disappointing, just because I saw it rank so high on so many different things, and yeah, I should have gone through our freaking back catalog.
I know I should have. There's so many. That's one of the issues now. I gotta on YouTube. I've got to try to put stuff in playlists because a lot of times people comment, "You should do this." I'm like, it's already there, but there's no way in the world you're gonna find.
Well, thank you, Jason. We love having you on the channel, man. We definitely do. Don't switch the Sticky Fingers album cover with two virgins. We don't want to scare the folks off with Yoko and John. Laying it all out there.
AYBL got into Britpop. Britpop's been a nice discovery.
What top 10 list would you most like to see requested? That's a very good question. For me, it'd be in the, I like hip hop a ton. It's probably a top 3 genre, so I would like to get some more hip hop up, and I'd like to see Replacements top 10. I really love they're one of my favorite bands that we haven't featured any videos on yet, so that'd probably be my choice for. I'm just thinking of people we haven't really featured a ton.
Is there a great lyric or line from the reactions stuck with you? I don't know, Gerard. I mean, there is, but they all kind of just blend together. I'm still trying to catch up. It would be great to actually interact live, huh? Let's see. Ken asked, imagine what aliens come to Earth in the year 3020 and found reactions to the classics. What would they think? They probably think they watched the first video's low production value.
They're feeling like, what is this? What up, Mr. Keen? Glad you're here.
What vid got more views than expected and less than expected? There's a ton of them, Kev. There's a ton of these top 10s that got less views than we expected because the first top 10s went nuts. It's that algorithm we were talking about. They all went to like $4 grand. I was shocked that Radiohead and REM didn't get more views, and then I just kind of got used to they eventually get there. They're over 1,000, but yeah, those were the ones. And then Pet Sounds, when we first put it up, I just put a ton of time into that.
That's right. That was
I thought that one was going to go crazy, and it just stuck at like 500 and then 1,000 forever. I'm like, okay. That's then you just learn you can't get too caught. It's just like, golly, man, I bet we spent 20 hours on that. I'm like, golly,
yeah,
but then it's just like, you know what? That's fine.
What has gotten more views? The freaking Louis Capaldi song reactions at almost 40,000 views. That's one of the weirdest things about YouTube. You can put in so many hours on freaking this video that's awesome, and then you put up in 30 minutes of cumulative time on another video, and
Well, what about Dear Mama that you and your mom
Dude,
did? That's like 73.
Yeah,
I don't know how
that's
many.
the biggest video on the channel. It took, and I said something wrong in it too, man. We usually never make mistakes, and I think I said it was like the third single, and I don't think it was even released as a single. I don't know. I messed up on the research there, and of course, it's our biggest video. But the guy who played bass on Dear Mama once responded.
He did. It's crazy.
We've had a couple people. We had We had
We had somebody from Bowie.
That's right, Mick Garson,
Miss
I believe.
Garson,
yeah. We had Ron Sexsmith's daughter comment on that.
We did. And then the dude, we did the one for Tom, the one from, what was that guy's name? The one from...
That's right, it was from
the Breaking Bad movie.
Yeah, Tom will know because he's in here. The name's escaping me at the moment. But he did, he responded.
He responded to his own reaction that we did. Let's see, what do you prefer? Psychedelic, prog rock, hard rock, or alternative rock? I'll go...
Probably alternative.
I'll go alt as well.
I would say that.
Let's see.
Jim White, you're right. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you, Tom. Yeah, Jim White responded to his own...
That was funny, man. That was funny.
Have you done a theme night you didn't think would go well? Yes. Let me think about what it was. Covers I was a little worried about.
Well, I was worried about as well guilty pleasures.
Yeah, I was too. That was the other one.
And one-hit wonders, just because I was like, I don't know, but every theme night we've done, y'all show out.
We're doing hip-hop soon, and I already told Trey I'm a little worried about that, but let's see. Golly, I want to catch up.
Amy Winehouse, that was a nice video. Josh, you brought us a nice eclectic mix of stuff.
If I ever bring an album to you guys you don't like, feel free to roast it. Shane, I will, because I think as soon as we don't give honest opinions, you lose all your credibility. If you just think if everything gets a 9, because people get pissed off when you give something an 8 sometimes. I can't believe that's an 8. What would be a 10? I'm like, dude, like a 10 is like the greatest thing you've ever heard. Unless you're Tom Williams. Sorry, man, that was too easy. I'm sorry, man. I'm just messing with you, Tom. I love you. I just did it before Josh could.
Would we be down for dissecting American Pie? Yes. It's a seminal film, Kevin.
You smart ass.
No, we would. That Vincent video was pretty cool. How's the feud with the Buddhist monks going? Good question, Jason. We had this Buddhist monk.
Yeah, like I saw it. I never even asked Trey about it.
And he was very angry that we, I guess, gave Joni Mitchell's Ajira an 8.
Yeah, and he went in there. He's cussing at you. I'm like, dude, you're supposed to be like about
you're
peace.
A monk, dog.
What are you pissed about? Hajira gets an 8. That's pretty dang. Is there a theme tonight, Tom? There is not.
It's just General City. I appreciate everybody. I think we're probably almost close to full, actually.
No, Alan, it's not been downhill since Grace.
Grace was a great shout out, man.
Yeah, and Josh, Amy's over $4,000. What song do you find most annoying? Golly, that's a good photograph by Nickelback.
Look at this photograph.
What the hell is on Joey's head? The Capaldi album, Little John, Gina, and I ended up doing a review of that. Would you be up to the Doors' first album top 10?
That'd be funny, man. That'd be funny. People want a sequel to Guilty Pleasures.
Let's see. Yeah, Guilty Pleasures would be. How about Drug Night? Yeah, Drug Night was a good surprise too.
That's a good one. Who is your favorite songwriter duo and why? I'll answer both, Paul. Songwriter duo, I mean, it's going to be basic, but Lennon and McCartney, with the great, kind of Simon and Garfunkel behind.
Yeah.
Even though Art, didn't write like a ton, and then favorite songwriter in general is going to be like a Springsteen,
or Dylan.
Dylan, a Kendrick Lamar for me. If we're gonna, expand that to hip hop. Anyways, man.
Let's see. I'm making sure that
I appreciate everybody, man. That's crazy. 54 people. If you're in here and you haven't followed us on Twitch yet,
the link's right below. Go to
Twitch. On Twitch.
If you've never been on Twitch, it's an easy, and we can play any music we want. We never get taken down. YouTube's watching this going, what's your opinion on avant-garde music? Noah, I don't like it. This is the way it is, man. I do not like it. I do not like it at all.
I'm always down to check something
but
out.
I'll listen to it, and sometimes I'm wrong. It happens.
Thank you, Young Jim. Appreciate you having you around, man. Is Nickelback? Nah, Nickelback's not the worst band in the world.
No, not at all. They get a lot of heat.
But I wouldn't call them quality.
Oh,
but...
Tom, I've rated 455 albums, given 30, 10 out of 10. I know, it's just fun to, bag on you for it, my man.
All right. Big time, man.
Let's
Are we
see.
going to have more classic metal album reviews? I think. Don't hold me to this, Ryan. I think we're gonna be running some of Black Sabbath's discography for Carl in 2021, or maybe some Alice Cooper. But I'm sure in 2021 there will be some goods.
Let's see. Yeah, Jason asked, "Have you come closer as a family through the channel?" Gina said, "I think so." I think so in a way. I mean, it's kind of weird though, because Trey and I always hang out every night. We watch basketball. We watch. Now it's like, we're constantly churning out stuff, and sometimes we don't even get to talk as much as we once did. That's part of it that I miss. But it is fun doing all this together and having all this, and it's fun bringing in Mackenzie and Gina on it.
Sonic Youth, man, I actually know, ironically enough, Fran, their more avant-garde stuff. Their first couple records, which are very kind of noisy, for sure, man. Don't have a Scott Walker album review lined up at the moment, man, but maybe soon, maybe soon. And just shout out to the patrons, man, because they really kind of run the, or help the direction of what gets put up on the channel.
Yeah, and there's a big advantage to that, guys. And it's like there's some classic albums, although I don't think there's a lot. I mean, with the definition of classic albums, we won't even get into all that. But we've covered a lot of stuff. So there's a few classic albums that I'd probably do if we had room in the schedule. But the beauty of the patrons run is you guys bring us all kinds of different stuff that I would never even know exists or never even think about. And that's what I think is some of the magic of this channel, because we got such a vast array of stuff, And
No,
I
definitely.
mean, we had some people who were here from day one, just a few people who have left, and it's like, we don't want all. I'm like, I know, but we bring more classic stuff a week than we ever did before. It's just you don't have to watch everything.
No, exactly.
It's just like it is what it is, man. Guilty Pleasure Night looks popular. Yeah, we need to do that again. Gord's Gold was a great find, Josh.
Definitely. Tom has gone full Ken Shamrock. Keep him away from the ankles. Oh, that's great.
If you could listen to disco, EDM, or screamo, which one would you pick? Disco, I guess.
Disco. Who asked this? Disco, screamo,
Shane.
or what was the other one? Emo.
Screamo, disco or EDM.
Screamo, no doubt.
Will we check out a Buckethead album? I don't know.
I know my guy Ian loves the Buckethead, man.
How come you get along so well with each other, have mutual respect and appreciation? It's rare. Yeah, Mr. Keen, I don't know. I mean, we've always... Trey and I have always been close, man.
Very, very chill, man.
I don't even know what Tom, because I'm behind. But you're wrong, Sean. You're wrong. I think Tom mistyped that. I think his spell check screwed up.
Jethro Tull. I don't know a lot of their stuff, man. Honestly, that's another group I want to dive into a little bit more. But let's go Outside the Zone. A disco night, Doc. I'll leave that to Sean on Wednesday, man.
Oh, Abby, I love that. What your brother sings. Oh, am I almost caught up? I keep saying that.
Oh, Chiodos. I love me some Chiodos, Shane. Yeah, I'd be down for that. We'd be, making some people uncomfortable. Great questions, y'all.
I want to make sure that I got them all.
Worst music genre? Gosh, it's tough for me to just peg something down as just straight up awful. I usually think I can find something in any genre that I enjoy, I know that's a very poetic or safe answer, but I'm not a huge disco guy, I guess, if I had to pick that. And I'm not huge into electronic music either. I got to be in the mood.
Yeah, me too. Same thing. Carl asks, does a channel like a deep run like Neil Young got, or should I have just done his big ones? I like the deep run for the reason that, when you cherry pick albums, there's nothing wrong with it, but you don't get a true idea of the artist unless, and the sequential running through, like we're doing with Waits for Josh as well, it just gives you a really good idea, and you really feel like you know the artist, especially when you're diving in and lyrics and all the research. Like, I really now know this artist. So I prefer that when we're just running stuff from month to month for sure.
I'm trying to think of any big. What's I guess too. We'll kind of start wrapping it up here.
Yeah, you do that. I'll make sure we didn't miss any questions.
Then we could get rocking and rolling on Twitch and get the music and the tunes playing. Man, YouTube won't be holding us down.
No, we will not. But we do
appreciate
them.
Shout out YouTube for letting us have.
Yeah, we'd never be here if it wasn't for that, man.
But yeah, man, big time. Fran, yeah, try to always keep an open attitude toward music, and like I said, even if I don't like something, I always try to be kind, especially if it's a patron who paid, for the reaction or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's one other thing because I'm the one in YouTube on YouTube comments, so I will go in on people sometimes because it's like, you know what? If you don't like this music, just don't comment. If you got nothing nice to say, don't say that because whoever does like that, if you love this, whatever music it is, if I like it, if I don't, it doesn't matter, man. If it makes you happy, that's all that matters. Who cares? Who am I to say that this isn't good? Like, I'm not going to go in on it. I'm going to give it an honest grade, but I just that drives me nuts, And the same thing with the Facebook group. I also got to say the people who have been on there, just what fantastic stuff every day.
No, that's been great.
I look at it multiple times
awesome.
a day. I just don't. If I get into commenting too much, then it takes away. I mean, I'm really constantly working on the channel. Even the thumbnails take me quite a bit of time. You're just trying to put everything together.
Yeah, that's the thing too. The SEO. What are we going to title this?
Yeah, there's just so much of the other side of this. But
yeah,
if it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. There you go. That's right. It can't be that bad, little Sheryl Crow.
I guess we can end out on this. What's the favorite review that we've done?
Ooh.
I know I'm putting you. Some of y'all, if I skipped over your question, I'm sorry. They were coming in hot.
They were coming in hot.
Some of them are very good questions. I just need some time to think of it.
Me too. And we'll be over on Twitch for the next 3 hours, so pop them back in there. The Yummy Country Remix Pizza Girl. Yeah, that's Mackenzie, by the way. And by the way, my girl Mackenzie, happy 14th birthday today.
Shout out Mac.
Yes.
Shout out Mac, who I made review Kid A with me.
You did. Sugar Man, Carl, was one of my favorite things that I discovered. That's the one I forgot when people asked me. Sugar Man.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That was awesome.
My favorite review we did, just editing wise, was Sgt. Pepper's.
That's a work of art. Trey did that. That's a work
big
of art.
Time. That was big, and then
and we filmed that. I shared it on Wednesday, but it took an hour and 13 minutes to film that. Oops. I went a little overboard.
That was huge.
Just a ton overboard on the research because I knew it was such a transformative album and I didn't want to screw it up.
And then freaking the White Album, that was unfortunate because we had to
oh gosh.
We had the mic didn't work.
Yeah.
The mic did not work on the White Album, which took like an hour to film as well, so we had to redo that.
Redo the whole. That's where you have that moment of like, I might have said a word or two I shouldn't have, and then you just take a deep breath and go, well, let's run it back, man. Let's run it back.
Double Fantasy is one of my favorites as well because Sean really let the personality shine, and maybe we'll do that a little more, maybe too. I let Sean just go off on the hot takes. I kind of like that.
Well, I mean, like you guys know, I'm going to be honest.
But yeah, that was one of my favorites. And The Wall actually was one of my favorites just because, dude, that thing was a monster too.
Golly, that thing on research, because you got to understand.
All Things Must Pass as well.
Yeah, that one was awesome too. And I think Revolver for me, just because like it's my favorite album of all time. I think it's the best album of all time.
But yeah, man, I guess as we wrap up here, man, just want to say again, thanks to everybody.
Yeah,
we rocked
thank you, everybody.
50 up in here. So be sure to head over to Twitch. We'll be going live in probably 5 minutes. I'll update. I know some requests came in. Got some fun battles on deck. Twitch, you can run polls and stuff. It takes just a couple minutes to sign up, and boom, you'll be good to go.
Yeah, do it because it's so much better.
Don't get taken down. We can play music videos.
It's just tremendous.
It's fun. But anyways, man, again, from the bottom of my heart.
And mine, too.
Appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for
thank you guys
supporting us, whether you've ever just watched a video, subscribed, commented,
anything,
been involved, man. Very humbled and thankful for all of y'all. But
and as Ryan says, we're about to get this train
that's
rocking.
Right, baby.
5 minutes, we'll be over on Twitch. Thank you guys, man.
And also, y'all, be sure to head over to Twitch. We're going to be giving away our new merch. We'll be giving away a shirt, giving away a mug, and giving away some Amazon gift cards for the holidays as well. Just as a thank y'all.
Definitely.
And as a celebration, man. But I guess for now, y'all, we'll keep this up too, just since it won't get copywritten or anything.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, man, we'll see y'all on Twitch here in about 5 minutes or so. Yep. Same thing, reactions to the classics, and I believe it's in the description. And until next time, y'all, happy listening. Thanks for watching.